So, Halito, I'm back out here at the Sam Houston National Forest doing some camping, some hunting. And dark. It's cold. I figure it'd be time for another story time. Not really story time. Yeah, but kind of story time. Um, I had a video not too, well, about a year ago. I had a video on Choctaw mythology. And being as dark it is out here tonight, it sort of makes your imagination sort of run wild. But anyway, yeah, in Choctaw mythology, there's really two creatures that sort of stand out um, to me a little bit. I guess you have to put yourself back, 500 years ago. I mean, even 100 years ago. But really, pre European, contact, uh, 500 years ago, 1,000 years ago, it don't matter. Before electric lights and you know our modern day conveniences that shine light on the dark. Your only way to shine light on the dark back in those days was a campfire. Um, and so the nighttime was really a dark, a dark time. And I guess it's a time we don't realize how dark it is in our modern world because again we have they call it, I think they call it light pollution or something like that. We have so much light just in the cities, and you don't really experience darkness until you come out to the middle of nowhere, where there's no light. The only light you have is what you bring with you. So back in those days, I mean, even now I'm looking out into the woods, and well, see a little bit. I mean, looking out in the woods, that's as as far as the campfire would glow. That's as far as you see, and everything else is it's a mystery. It's a mystery out there. So, in Choctaw mythology, there was one creature in particular. It's called the Shampe, and the Shampe was, I guess, the best way to describe it was the modern equivalent of a Bigfoot or Sasquatch, skunk ape, um, however you want to call it. And the Shumpy was considered territorial. Um, it stood about 12 feet high, and like the modern day terms for them, like Bigfoot and skunk ape, it was like a large primate. It had a bad odor to it, hairy, full of fur, and very strong, very territorial, very dangerous. Um, and that was the stories. The Choctaw, the Chickasaw. We had the stories of the Chumpy. In fact, if I remember right, I can't remember who was. It might have been Charlie Jones. Um, he's now passed away now, but um, there was a story that the Shampi and a lot of other creatures of our mythology. We have a migration story, how we went from one location to our traditional territory, which is Mississippi, Alabama. Anyway, in the stories, the Shampi and other mythological creatures, if I can spit that out. These creatures in the story are said to have followed us from our original homelands to the new homelands. And if you want to put belief, a physical creature into this, then you would now assume it didn't follow us to Mississippi, Alabama. It simply existed there, and we went from where we started from, which is a mystery. We don't know where we came from, but from the migration to our final resting place, the Naniwea in Mississippi. These creatures are already existing um, in Mississippi. Now, there could be some truth to these stories of the Shumpy. Here in America, we do have skeletal remains of what's called the gigantopithecus. This was a large ape-like creature. It stood about 12 foot high. I think there's a few bone fragments and some other little. There's enough bone fragments to figure out it was a large primate, and the relative size of it and everything. So, we had a gigantopithecus, and I'm not sure exactly when it went extinct. We know the original peoples in the Americas. We were hunting mammoth and everything, woolly mammoth. You know, before it went extinct. We have um, found mammoths. Around the world. Some of them even had they were frozen. They had spearheads still stuck in them, and I believe they found some bones that had signs of them being butchered. Some. So I know we hunted mammoth um, until they went extinct, basically. Whether we caused the extinction or just a natural cycle of climate change caused their extinction. Either way, but the fact that we have skeletal remains of Gigantopithecus, it would lend you to believe a little bit that the Shumpy, what we call the Shumpy, or the Bigfoot, the Sasquatch, skunk ape, just maybe it had a uh, maybe it was real. Maybe it was real. I'm trying to spit this out. Maybe it was once we did encounter this creature, and in our stories, um, we told it, passed it down, and then over time, again, maybe um, through hunting, maybe through just this natural climate change, this creature went extinct. Um, but yeah, the Shumpy, I believe was once a real creature. No matter how you want to call it, Shumpy, Bigfoot, Sasquatch. We know this creature existed. We have these skeletal remains of a creature that was this, and more likely, just like the mammoth. We crossed paths with mammoths. We crossed paths probably with this Gigantopithecus, except we call it the Shumpy. So, but there's another creature out there, and this one is straight out of mythology. Um, and I know for a fact that this creature has no fossil record, no bone fragments, no. This was this creature somewhere in our history. Um, Again, maybe people at night, um, saw things, and guaranteed back in those days. Again, before big old cities and lights and lampposts and modern conveniences. When night came, those creatures out there that were hunting, we were on a menu. They ate us too. And bears, cougars, panthers, cougars, wolves. Um, Here I'm at National Forest, Sam Houston, and traditionally, 100 years ago, we had black bears out here. We had wolves out here. We still have coyotes out here. There have been a few panther sightings out here. So, back in those days, when night fell, sometimes people just disappeared. People, went out somewhere to go to the bathroom or something, and just never came back. And maybe in our minds, we created creatures, um, to explain what happened to them. 'Cause we had no other explanation. Especially if the person went missing without hollering, yelling, or anything, and just disappeared. No traces, no bones, no blood. You couldn't find a body. Then yeah, we had to create a story, create a mythology behind it. And over the years, that mythology just sort of stuck with us. But we had a creature we called the Nalusa Falaya. And Nalusa Falaya basically means the long black beam. And this was a creature that was, again, all black, had almost a man's body, but instead of having legs, it had more of a snake like end of it. His end was like more like a snake. And some stories he had arms like a man, and a head with little pointy ears and small black eyes. In other stories, he had just a snake's body with a man's head. I kind of like the story with the arm and legs, with the arms. That makes it a little more creepy a little bit if it reaches out and grabs you. But yeah, this is there was a creature, Nalusa Falaya, that just slithered on its belly. And again, when you out here, again, just take a peek. Turn the camera on. Out here, again, what you see from the campfire, that glow from the campfire, that is all. That's as far as you can see. And looking for me, those trees there. Um, 30 feet maybe. That's it. So Nalusa Falaya, that's a creature. Even now, as I'm talking about it, my you get the EBGBs. What's sneaking up behind you. But yeah, it was a creature that just again, there's no fossil record behind it. There's no historical you know proof that this had ever existed. But I think our just the fear, the night was a fearful time, and when people did go missing, yeah, we it was the Shampe or it was Nalusa Falaya or there's a couple other creatures that lurked at nights, shadow beings and stuff, and same thing with what is it? Uh, Nahullo. Nahullo was I guess one way you can explain it was a mermaid-like creature. It was male or female. Uh, Nahullo actually means the white people of the water. These were creatures that are said to have salmon-like skin and lived in rivers and lakes and deep pools of water. And one of the thing, if you get too close to the water, is able to reach out and grab you and pull you in. And a uh, very interesting sort of side note with the Okulu is that when children get pulled in, they have the ability to change the children over to beings like themselves. And again, throughout the world, we have, again, no matter where you go in the world, you have a Bigfoot or a Yeti or I think they call it a Rampendak in Southeast Asia. There's a creature that resembles that. Also, nobody where you go in the world, we do have these mermaid-like creatures. The Norwegians and a lot of sailors talk about mermaids. If you go to in Southeast Asia, there's stories of mermaids. So it's very fitting that we have a story of mermaids. And I think again, when people fell in the water, when we went across rivers and stuff, when someone didn't make it, when someone drowned, again, you don't find their body a lot of times, especially in those days. Um, it's easy to just believe that a creature in the water took them. And same thing with a child. When a child falls in the water, or something happens, the child drowns. A lot of times back in those days, again, you don't find the bodies. They don't have a coast guard. They don't have search and rescue. When a child goes missing, especially when we lived in Mississippi and Alabama, we got the alligators. A lot of times people don't realize how wild the Americas was before Europeans got here. And even now, I mean, here in National Forest, it's still pretty wild. We have coyotes out here, and we have hogs, and we have all kind of things out here that are hungry. I'm speaking now; they're hungry, I bet. So, for a child to go missing and drown, a story to develop as you know Nahullo grabbed their child, and then that child's not dead; it was just simply converted into a being like themselves. And that's sort of maybe an ancient coping method that we developed thousands of years ago, and here we are now we have a story of a creature. We have a creature that explains why people went missing in the water, why children went missing in the water. So yeah, to me it's very interesting. All of it's very interesting. There's a lot of other creatures out there in our mythology, but the Shampe and Nalusa Falaya, those three are sort of interesting. Very interesting because one is we have physical evidence, and the other ones are just our way of explaining why a person went missing, and try to put a face to the mystery, I guess you can say. So, yeah, yeah, it's dark out here. Sam Houston is it's a pretty. I mean, it's beautiful woods out here. It's nice. It's a national forest. I go hunting out here. Hunting out here is very, very difficult because there's so many. You know, the state of Texas puts a lot of rules on you, what you can't hunt. Has to be a buck, and the buck has to be have an antler spread of 13 inches or more. You can't shoot those. Certain permits you can get. They don't allow so many permits. Then I believe muzzle loader season, archery season, you can hunt those. But this is right now I'm hunting just regular rifle season, so you got to find a buck that has a 13-inch spread on antlers. That's kind of hard sometimes. It's kind of hard. I mean, you see, today I saw 2 does. I was like, man, no permit. I mean, it's not muzzleloader, it's not archery, so yeah, gotta let them walk. And so it's just really hard hunt out here. One of the days I'm gonna get me a deer leash or something. I can hunt some deer or something. But yeah, that's all I have for now. I'm gonna probably go to bed. I'll be out here a couple of days, so probably go to bed now because it's late and it's getting cold. Supposed to be dropping down to like 41 degrees tonight. One of my phones said 41, the other phone says 39. Either way, that's pretty nippy. All I have is a little tent and some blankets and everything. So that's all I have for now.